When I received footage of Bobby, I dropped everything that I was doing and instantly went to pick him up and rescue him. The reporter had said that Bobby was a street dog and that he had been beaten. However, something in my gut was telling me that there was more to this story, but I needed to take care of Bobby physically first before I could investigate what was going on. Bobby was in a coma for 3 days and needed to be on ventilation and infused. He was critical. We didn't know if he was going to make it, but there was something in me that made the decision to give Bobby 24 hours. On the first 24 hours, he was still with us. He needed help with breathing and he was in a coma, but he was still with us. On the next 24 hours, it was the same thing. He was still very much with us. And so I said, okay, let's give him one more day to see what was going to happen, because his face and his head and his eyes was so swollen. So it was obvious that the swelling in his brain needed to go down before we could make a decision on anything. After 3 days, it was miraculous. Bobby actually woke up, and the first thing that we did was we fed him, and he was ravenous. He was so hungry. He ate so much and drank so much.
There's no response.
No response.
It's quite
See,
white.
yeah, the pupil is like still big, which is normally if we put light like this, it's like
So
smaller.
small. Do you think he's going to be blind?
At the moment, it's probably he cannot see anything, but we don't know either. It will be sort of like something permanent.
It was established that Bobby at the time could not see. However, we didn't know whether he was going to be blind permanently or whether he was going to gain some form of sight back in his eye. We only knew that one of his eyes that was badly injured needed to be removed. At the time, we knew that Bobby also had hearing, but we weren't sure how good his hearing was. And we also knew that some of his teeth on one side of his face had been badly damaged as well.
Alright, so he's not a no.
Hopefully this evening.
Oh, good. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Bobby. Bobby. What you doing? Is he drinking on his own?
I
Puppy.
just saw him this morning.
Puppy.
So far, I only seen him like laying down like this.
Right.
The fact that this dog woke up and was still loving, gentle, not traumatized, and accepting of his new surroundings is something that I will never, ever, ever forget. This dog has just been through something that we didn't at the time know what was going on, apart from the fact that he was beaten. We were told that he was a street dog. However, the first minute I laid eyes on him, I knew that he was not a street dog. They said that he was a street dog that they named Bobby. He was such a nice dog. He had such a really lovely demeanor about him, and he was not a street dog. This much I knew. Bobby had to continue stabilizing before he could be considered for surgery, so it was still a couple of days later after he woke up.
Bobby. Yeah. I'm here. Bobby. Smell. Smell. I'm here. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're being a little bit weird again. Smell? I wash my hand. Yeah, you look so handsome. Oh, so soft. Look. So soft. Do you feel better after your bath? Hi.
Recovering for him, yeah, because he after the bath he's just sleeping. Even though we give him vaccine as well, he's just like there.
Oh, he's vaccine as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
He's
great.
Here's receiving vaccine as well.
We were stabilizing him. The vets were really working with him. Everybody fell in love with this dog. He was ready for surgery. You know, he was neutered and he had his eye removed. Before he had his surgery, he was also groomed. And he took everything within his stride.
Oh my goodness, he's had his bath. And he smells so handsome. And so clean. Ah, Gideon. And he's received his first vaccination. Has he been rabies vaccinated?
Yes.
Rabies or just complete and rabies?
Complete.
Okay, it's been a big day. You gotta rest.
He's been through a lot, that's why he just wants to nap.
I know.
Good morning. Are you smiling? Good morning. Are you happy to be alive? Good morning. Are you smiling? Are you smiling for the camera? Are you smiling, Bobby? Hi guys, so here's Bobby. Guys, so Bobby's vet bill came in and it's more than what I expected. Not more than what I expected, but it's quite high. He goes for his surgery on the 6th of February. So, are you smiling? Hey? After 2 days after post-surgery, then he'll be coming home with me, and we really start to give him a really good life from there, yeah? Here you go. Here you go. Hi guys, so Bobby's been home with me since yesterday. It's been a bit full on. He's used to being in a kennel since his incident, so it's been pretty safe, but now he's got a bigger space, so it's a little bit worrying for him. He's also got to wear a cone because he keeps licking his sterilization sutures, which is really annoying him as well. So the transition is, it's going to take a little while, but I'm going to close off the top of the hill here so he can be outside as well and he won't fall off the balcony and stuff like that. Like, we'll just do it temporarily for now so he can wander around by himself. I'm helping him, like, if there's a step, I'm letting him know there's a step there and stuff like that as well. When Bobby came home, the biggest challenge for me was going to be how was he going to adjust to this new place. Meanwhile, while we're all working very hard for Bobby, this is Bobby siestaing in the morning again. He's a good boy. He doesn't make a mess, as in poop or pee inside the house, because he kind of already understands the routine now with grass. Doesn't fall off and hurt himself. Right, so it's coming all the way around here to this edge, and then down to here, and then it's going along this garden line here. Our special needs sanctuary had just been built, and we were still in the throes of finalizing fencing and things like that. But it was a challenge that I was willing to take on. He was the first blind dog that had come into my care, and so it was new grounds for me and it was new grounds for him. The race to build the fences so that he was going to be secure in the property and not run off the edge or anything like that was on, and we managed to do that. Also, in the first week I was working with him, but the main structure of how Bobby was going to live his life as a normal dog as much as possible was for him to realize that, he could no longer rely on his eyes. He had to rely on his ears and his nose, which he miraculously did that. And the speed of how quick that he managed to adjust to himself, I went out and bought a halo for him, thinking that I needed to put the halo around his head so that he wouldn't bump into doors and walls and things like that. He never used it once. He didn't need to use it because he adjusted so well. I have 3 doors to my place, 2 front doors and a back door. And to this very day, he knows which is the back door, he knows which is the front door, and he knows which one is the bedroom door. He knows exactly where his water is. The only thing he doesn't know, which he relies on us for, which is only natural, is feeding time. So we have to put the bowl in front of him, and then he knows that that's feeding time. But he knows exactly when is feeding time as well. What happened to Bobby, we will never know. But my gut feeling is telling me that Bobby actually did have an owner, a local owner, who cared for him. What I've observed today, up to this very day, is that when I have new people coming to my house, I need to tell them, especially now because he's blind, that they need to go down to his level, put their hand in front of his nose so he can smell them, and they need to say his name, and then immediately pat him on the head. Once that ritual is done, Bobby has no inclination of nipping or biting or doing anything. In saying that, to the people, I do have people that come around to my house still to this day, who, like workers or something, who don't care about dogs. They just come in, and even if you tell them to work with a dog and do something with the dog, they don't do it. So Bobby will follow them, and then he will actually nip them and progress to biting them if he doesn't know who they are. Now, this is the instinct of a Bali dog. In saying that, Bobby is a mixed dog. Whether he's got Bali dog in him, I don't know, but he is a mixed dog, obviously of some fluffy breed as well. We don't know if it's Pomeranian, but his coloring is very unusual. The build of his face and everything, and his tail is also very different from that of a Bali dog. However, he may have Bali dog genes in him. So I suspect that what happened to Bobby was that someone came around to the house, and somebody that they know, something happened, and that person, most likely a male, ended up beating Bobby because he bit him or got a little bit aggressive with him. And once Bobby was out from the clinic, I proceeded to investigate, and I pleaded with the person who reported him to please allow me to go there and find out what was going on. However, as it is with everything here, there was a cloud of protection and secrecy. Whoever did this to Bobby ended up getting away with it. They asked me actually for Bobby back, and I refused to give him back to them. I absolutely refused to give him back to them. And at the time when Bobby was in the clinic, I made sure that he had a microchip implanted inside him, because my goal for Bobby was to find him a home outside from Bali. This doesn't happen immediately. The last set of dogs that were transported overseas took 4 years. Now I am on a mission to find Bobby his forever home. He's ready. He would handle the flight very well. He is one of the most beautiful dogs you will ever meet. The only thing is, especially now because he's blind, is the introduction to new people. That's the only thing. He's perfect with other dogs. If a dog initiates play with him, he will play. He's a beautiful, beautiful dog, and our mission now is to find him his forever home. For applications and interest in Bobby, please email us.